It started as a normal summer afternoon in Maplewood, with little Emily standing at her rickety lemonade stand, trying to make ends meet for her struggling family. But when a mysterious man in a sleek black car appeared, offering an outrageous $10,000 to buy her humble setup, the town cheered at first, unaware that this single decision would spark betrayal, heartbreak, and a fight to reclaim what really mattered. A stranger buys her lemonade stand. What happens next shocks and upsets the town. The summer sun blazed mercilessly over the small town of Maplewood. It was the kind of day where the pavement shimmered like water, and people moved sluggishly, seeking shade wherever they could find it. But in the corner of Maplewood's busiest street, 10-year-old Emily stood tall behind her lemonade stand. Emily's stand wasn't much, a rickety wooden table, a plastic jug filled with lemonade she'd carefully prepared that morning, and a hand-painted sign that read, "Lemonade, 50 cents. Yet, to her, it was more than just a stand, it was her lifeline. Her dad's construction accident had left him unable to work, and her mom's part-time job barely kept food on the table. Emily had overheard enough late-night whispers to know her family was on the brink of losing their home. The lemonade stand had been her idea. It started small, just a way to help her parents with grocery money, but as the weeks passed, she realized just how much her family depended on it. Each coin dropped into her jar felt like a victory, a small step toward saving their home. That day, Emily's smile wasn't as bright as usual. The regular customers noticed. Mrs. Jenkins, the elderly woman from down the street, handed Emily $1 for her cup and asked softly, "Everything okay, dear?" Emily forced a smile. "Just tired," she lied. But the truth weighed heavy on her small shoulders. The landlord had given her family an ultimatum: pay the overdue rent by the end of the month or face eviction. They were still $500 short, and time was running out. As the afternoon wore on, Emily began to lose hope. The heat kept most people indoors, and her sales were slow. She was packing up her stand when a sleek black car pulled up to the curb. It was the kind of car that didn't belong in Maplewood, where most people drove old pickups or modest sedans. The car door opened, and out stepped a man in a tailored suit, his polished shoes clicking against the pavement. He was tall, with sharp features and an air of confidence that made everyone in the vicinity take notice. He walked straight toward Emily's stand. "How much for the stand?" he asked, his voice calm and authoritative. Emily blinked up at him, confused. "You mean the lemonade?" "No," he said, his lips curving into a small smile. "I mean the entire operation. The stand, the supplies, everything." "How much?" Emily didn't know how to respond. "It's not for sale," she said hesitantly. The man pulled out a leather checkbook. "Everything has a price," he said, scribbling something down. He tore the check from the book and handed it to her. Emily stared at the piece of paper, her heart pounding. The check was for $10,000. Gasps rippled through the small crowd that had gathered to watch. Emily's mom, who had been watching nervously from their porch, rushed over. She took one look at the check and froze. This can't be real," she stammered. "It's very real," the man said. "I'm a businessman. I see potential here, and I'm willing to invest." Emily's mom looked at her daughter, torn. $10,000 was more money than they'd ever dreamed of, enough to cover the rent and then some. But Emily clung to her mom's arm, her eyes wide with fear. "Mom, it's my stand," she whispered. "I don't want to sell it." The man crouched down to Emily's level. "Sometimes, letting go is the first step toward something bigger," he said gently. "You could help your family with this money. Isn't that why you started the stand in the first place?" Emily's mom, desperate and overwhelmed, made the decision. She signed over the stand, and the man drove off with it, leaving a stunned silence in his wake. At first, the town celebrated. Emily's family paid off their debts, and for the first time in months, there was food in the fridge and a roof over their heads without the threat of eviction. But Emily couldn't shake the emptiness in her heart. The man returned a week later, unveiling a sleek, corporate lemonade kiosk in the center of town. It was everything Emily's stand wasn't: flashy, expensive, and impersonal. The prices were higher, and the lemonade tasted different. It wasn't long before the town began to resent the change. The final blow came when the man put up signs claiming he was supporting the community. Emily's heart broke. She had poured her soul into her little stand, and now it was just another money-making scheme. One night, as Emily lay in bed, she made a decision. She woke up early the next morning and gathered what little supplies she had left. With her mom's help, she set up a new stand outside their house. This time, she didn't charge for the lemonade. Word spread quickly. People came not just for the lemonade but for the sense of community Emily's stand had always provided. Soon, her little operation became a movement. Neighbors donated supplies, others volunteered their time, and together, they built something bigger than Emily ever imagined. The man's kiosk, meanwhile, grew increasingly empty. People realized they didn't need flashy signs or corporate promises. What they needed was the heart and soul of a little girl who reminded them what it meant to come together. By the end of the summer, Emily's new stand was thriving. The $10,000 had saved her family, but her new stand saved something even more important, the spirit of their town. And while Emily would always remember the sadness and pain of losing her first stand, she also learned that sometimes, loss paves the way for something far greater. The sleek black car disappeared from Maplewood as quickly as it had arrived, but Emily's stand remained, a symbol of hope and resilience for years to come. Thank you very much for watching my video. We put a lot of effort into these videos. It takes 2 or 3 days to prepare a video. We work very hard for you. We kindly ask you to subscribe to the channel and like the videos. Thank you very much in advance. We upload new videos every week. I recommend you not to miss those videos. See you in the next video.